it is good to start with presence, right? Allowing ourselves to fully arrive here, in this moment, in this time, deeply embodied, deeply surrounded, deep in the heart of love. It is good to begin with presence. Pure, present, now. Please allow this singing bowl to entrain our hearts, that place of presence. Our consciousness crystal clear, allow its tone to allow us to arrive fully here. Gratitude. We express our gratitude for all things holy, all things divine and sacred, for all incendent and transcendent realms of being. We are grateful. For these trees and waters that feed them, for these birds and the breezes that free them, we are grateful. For all our relations, past, present, and future, our elders, our children, all queendoms and kingdoms of this majestic earth, we are grateful. For Eileen Marie Mcullion and Bob Thomas Mcullion, for bringing through love Kathleen Ann Mcullion into this wonderful world. We are grateful. For all of Katie's family, loved ones, and friends, those nearest and dearest to her, those participants most intimate with her resident incarnation of a star, we are grateful. As we are gathered here today to honor and celebrate the extraordinary life of Katie Mae, we ask forgiveness for any confusion or clumsiness, and accept from us, please, Great Spirit, all realms of sacrality, one pure heart, our prayers, our true love. Please accept that in a good way. Please be fed by our colorful joy, our deepest and most valuable treasures. Let us participate in Katie's journey as we acknowledge her courage, her great courage, to surrender into that place where even the gods speak of God.
Makete onarutam nishwari makete churui ayawa angkone dudru druruanya patnyara. This is a Shuar song of gratitude that says, we breathe our breath of gratitude to you, Great Spirit, and all your family, and we're breathing one another. This is so there's one of our Lakota elders who's now an ancestor, teaches many beautiful things. Gilbert Walking Bull and another elder brother from the Odawa people, Paul Raphael, shared this wisdom about when a person passes, we light a sacred fire and pray around the medicine wheel in the directions for 4 days and nights to help their spirit in transition. We pray on Katie Mae's behalf for the health and regenerative vitality and happiness of all beings, the spirits, all creation, the human family, and her on her sacred voyage. And another way to pray around the medicine wheel and pray for all the many realms on Katie Mae's behalf, so that all of our so many textures of our love for her, from grief and sorrow to liberation and so much love and joy, all these textures can be our spirit wind of breath to fly through the veil right now as we sing this song together, to give her wind under her wings. This is another way to pray in the directions for her. So this is an Ashaninka song that's a song of protection, and it's to magnify the mariri or the tsunsak or the life force, the chi of all these beings. So she's going into ancestral realms now. She's there. And so we're there to help her arrive and to decorate her throne with all our love, and to call on the ancestors, to call on all these beings, to call on the spirits of the beautiful music and all those times we've shared together of beauty. So think and feel those thoughts as we sing this song right now. It's a chant, and it means this. It says, with the tip of my tongue I call on the Great Spirit to bring forth your power. With the tip of my tongue I call on you, great redwoods, to bring forth your power. And it goes on. And we'll sing a few of those rounds and situate Katie Mae right in the middle of all of these beings and allies. And so you'll get the feeling of this. We'll sing it through a few times and situate Katie Mae right in the middle of this. And so just feel free to start singing along with us. This will help her soar unfettered into the many realms that she'll be in. So. Anko ne supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Anko ne supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Anko ne supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Ay anko ne supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Mariri 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 mariri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Pachamama supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Pachamama supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Pachamama supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Ay Pachamama supai kayam pontai montai mariririri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Cedrocito supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. 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 Mariri, 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 mariri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Pajarito supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Pajarito supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Pajarito supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Ay pajarito supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Katie Mae supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Katie Mae supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Katie Mae supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Ay Katie Mae supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Fishito supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Musicacita supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Festivalito supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Ay musiquita supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Aguas divinas supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Agüita supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Ay agüita supaikayam pontai mariririri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Luz divina supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Luz divina supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Luz divina supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Ay luz divina supaikayam pontai montai mariririri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Mariri, 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 mariri. Bless Katie Mae and a beautiful voyage.
They hold the same namesake, and I believe this is appropriate for right now.
When the morning breaks and the sunlight warms my soul, in the east the eagle flies and the red tail proudly soars. I'm on my way to the place of the spirit one. Grandfather, hear me now, I am on fire. Let the Sundance guide my feet to your desire. Show me visions for my eyes and words like gold that shimmer in the sun. When the sun goes down and it grows too dark to see, I look within into the shaman's mysteries. I'm on my way to die and live again. Grandmother Earth, I cry, give me rest. I take my place with a woman in the west. Show me the raven and the bear, the way of herbs and the black obsidian. Hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya. Turn toward the south, like the water I will run. In innocence and trust, the moonchild song is sung. I'm on my way to the place of the sacred plants, my emotions and my will at their command, where the turtle's voice is heard upon the land. The wise coyote prowls, the rattlesnake will call me to the dance. Hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya. In the deepest night, the stars watch over me. Old woman of the north, my mind seeks clarity. I'm on my way to the place of the northern winds. Let the thunder and the lightning carry me. Lay my thoughts to rest and send me into sleep. With the hawk and the buffalo, my dreams white crystal magic medicine. Hi-ya, 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 hi-ya.
Blessings and great love to all the directions, all the spirits and beings of the four directions. Protect Katie on her journey and her unfettered flight to all safe realms. In a good way, give thanks. I'd like Katie's mom to come up and share some words with us.
Thank you. Thank you. I also begin every day with gratitude. Before I begin my day to prepare for my school and my family, I always thank God for the gift of life, the gift of love, the gift of family, and the gift of prayer. And I also remember every day that the God that I worship walks with me every day. And I think that regardless of our faith traditions today, I think we can all join in that prayer. So, Katie would have loved this. So today, Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of life, of love, of faith, of prayer, of family, and all of us who are gathered here today. All of you have played a wonderful role in Katie's life. All of you have been touched by her goodness, her love, and her zest for living. All of us have been touched by her personality and her sometimes feistiness and sometimes her little bit of a Jersey edge. But for those things, we are most grateful. And we ask your blessings on all of us gathered here today, and we ask your blessings on Katie as she joins her father today in a special way. and we thank you for gathering here today. Amen. And before I leave this microphone, I asked Blair if I could say a few words. And yes, Katie was born on May 22nd in 1975, and that particular day, I always thought my husband was most happy on the day we were married. He could not stop smiling on that day. Could not stop. And Katie was a fun kid, a loving child, and all our kids are like that. But she always had to be around people, and she was very happy until the day we brought Michael home. She didn't like sharing the stage. But she soon grew to love Michael and then Tim. But as much as we loved her, Katie always had to spread her wings. So if she was down the street with her pigtails flying, playing with her friends, I remember distinctly on a snowy day, she begged me to take her to gym and swim so she could be with her friends in the pool. And everything she did with zest, whether it was through elementary school, through high school, through college, or through graduate school. Katie loved to learn. She loved people. She loved excitement, and she loved sharing. And she just enjoyed life so much. So it's hard to believe that she's not with us here physically, but I firmly believe she's with us in spirit. And I have a very strong feeling about that. I'd like to acknowledge my sons Michael and Tim and my sister Maureen, who lives in San Francisco, and her daughter Bridget. I'd like to thank all of you who have given so much to Katie in her life, have enriched her life. I'd like to thank all of you who organized this, and there were so many people that I would like to thank, but I don't want to name them because I'll forget someone. When she lay dying the other day, when she was alert, I said, Katie, you have so many friends. And she said, I'm so lucky. We're all lucky. Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin?
Wow, that is a tough act to follow. I'd like to say a bunch of things about our times and, all the ones we've shared, but I think that's going to be for a little bit later. And I think right now I'd just like to read a little passage from Don Blanding. Water rose from blue ocean as vapor. For a while, water as vapor drifted through the air. Water as vapor formed into fluffy cloud. Wind and sunlight played with cloud. Cloud expanded into soft, beautiful forms tinted by sunlight. Rainbow curved a multicolored necklace for cloud. Cloud became vain and show-offy and forgot that it had ever been ocean. Wind's affection for cloud chilled. Wind blew coldly on cloud to show its displeasure. Cloud wept as rain until it was no more cloud. Sunlight, being kinder than wind, shone on rain. Rain glittered and sparkled like a jewel. How beautiful I am, said rain. I'm a jewel. Rain forgot that it had been cloud. Rain saw a vast cold blueness below it. What is that? Cried rain. That big, awful, cold blueness. Wind laughed. That is blue ocean. You're going to fall into it and be lost. Lost in it. Oh no, protested rain. I'm Jewel. I'm rain. I'm beautiful. I don't want to be lost in blue ocean. Whether you like it or not, jeered wind, that's what's going to happen to you. Help me, cried rain. But wind was off chasing flying fish across the blue ocean. Rain fell swiftly towards blue ocean. Rain remembered that it had been cloud and tried to turn back into cloud, but it fell swifter and swifter. Rain fell with a soft splash into blue ocean. Oh, cried rain. Oh. And then, I'm ocean.
Mary Jane.
Dear Katie, I feel you here right now. These last days have been so painful. It's hard to imagine right now how this emptiness will ever be soothed. But I have to remind myself of what I know, what I've always known. That's that in truth we can never be separate. We can never be apart. That in time beyond time we find one another. I'm reminded of how we've traveled deep together in the Holy Garden. There you told me where I could find you, and it's where we've met for eternity. Our souls have journeyed life after life, searching for one another. In motherhood, daughterhood, sisterhood, and friendship, we find one another. We find each other again and again. And each time there's a pronounced recognition and a profound relief, because we know that we will not have to go it alone. Katie, your love and friendship have provided me with a comfort and a safety that goes unmatched. This is why this has been unbearably hard. You were the one person who knew how to comfort me in my darkest hours. The gift of being so fully known and understood is truly the most sacred gift of all. Your loving listening, profound insight, and sharp wit has seen me through the biggest challenges of my life. As long as I had you by my side, I knew I was all right, that everything was going to be all right. And in this way, you are absolutely irreplaceable. You're irreplaceable in so many ways, Katie. You're my deepest source of solace and my greatest source of joy. You're the very definition of fun. And no one has ever made me laugh so loud. And I still hear you in my laughter. And I feel you in my gestures. And I recognize you in my expressions. You live vividly inside of me because so much of me is you. My beautiful, spunky, brilliant, and deeply wise best friend. I'm so grateful for our sacred bond. Thank you for being the keeper of my stories. And thank you for bringing out the fragrance in me and singing out the sweet songs in me that only you could. Thank you for knowing me so deeply and for loving me so completely. I will continue to sing your praise throughout my life. In grief and in praise, I will honor you. We will all honor you. From our hearts flows a holy stream of shimmering seafoam teardrops, our liquid love-soaked jewels enthroning you, sending you off with canoes made of our tears and oars made of songs, carrying you across the rivers of time and into the great ocean of being. Riding the back of a breeding whale, blowing wind back into our sails, we hear you chanting your song of life. Weeping and grieving and praising and feeding, we remember your great flowering. as you sing us all back to life. I love you.
Andy. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Even now Katie's not here, it's helping me get over my fear of speaking in public. So I had a poem that I wanted to read. Death is nothing at all. I have only slipped away into the next room. I am I, and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by my own familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed. The little jokes we always enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that always was. Let it be spoken without effort, without the ghost of a shadow in it. Life means all that it ever was. There is absolute unbroken continuity. Sorry. What is death but negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind? Because I'm out of sight? I am waiting for you for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Nothing is past, nothing is lost. One brief moment and all will be as it was before. How we shall laugh at the trouble of parting when we meet again. I had to write down my speech because, like I said, I'm not a talker. I can't start to speak about Katie Mae without talking about the day we met. There are certain things in one's life that you look back on it, you just know it happened for a reason. Call it serendipitous, call it divine intervention, or a simple twist of fate. Whatever you call it, it was meant to happen. We met at a further show at Mountain Air. I was driving a truck at the time, and it was Memorial Day weekend. I was supposed to be in California 2 days before I actually made it. And I almost changed my plans to do something else since I had missed the first 2 days of the festival. Something was drawing me to that special place, though I didn't know for what or why. I just knew I needed to go there. The band covered 3 of their albums that night, Blues for Allah, Oxymoxa, and Terrapin Station. After the show was over, it was getting late and I was getting tired. I started walking back to my car I rode in, and a guy asked me, "Hey, do you want a burger?" I was hungry, so I said, "Yeah, that would be great." He told me it would be about 5 minutes, so I stood there and waited patiently. A few minutes later, a girl walked by and he asked the same question. The girl said, "Yeah, I want a burger, but not a whole one." Which, by the way, is typical Katie Mae. She only wants half of anything. And I didn't miss a beat, and I told her that I'd split one with her, and the rest is history. Actually, we're gonna just skip a couple of paragraphs there because
Let me see. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, to the next morning. As we parted ways the next morning, I realized she was really special, and all I wanted to do was get to know her better, and that's what we did. After that day, we talked on the phone with each other for hours on a daily basis. We realized we had so much in common and that we had the most important thing in common: fish. We realized that we were living in parallel universes with large groups of friends surrounded by nothing but love, and we had that in common. A couple of weeks later, after talking every day, I knew I was head over heels in love. Again comes another moment of divine intervention. All I wanted to do was hang out with her, and my job wasn't allowing me to do that because I was on such a tight schedule. Something amazing happened. My truck broke down in Ohio, and she was back on the East Coast seeing fish, and they told me it was going to be a week until it was fixed. Sorry. And at that point, I thought it would be an opportune time to fly back out east to go see fish and spend time with her. I can't look back at a thing in my life and think of being happier at any point. Before I met Katie, I was lost. I am forever indebted to her for changing my life. Sorry. She taught me so much about loyalty, loving others, being able to receive love from others, and loving myself. She saw things in me that I never saw in myself, and opened my eyes to a world of opportunity. I've never suffered a loss like this in my life. I believe that their energy never dies, but is transformed. She had such a strong energy and light surrounding her, and I know that as long as I'm still here, I will always be surrounded by her undying love and light. The hardest part is knowing that I'll never hear her voice, never feel her gentle touch, or hear her laugh. A lot of people have told me I'm a hero for what I've done for her while she was ill. My response to them has always been the same. It's not hard to do these sort of things when someone that you love. It's not as hard to do these things to someone that you love, and I loved her more than anything in the world. We had spoken to an energy worker a couple of years ago, and she told us that we had been through this same scenario many times in many lives. I really hope we got it right in this life. Katie Mae, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. I am forever indebted to you and will live on in my heart through this life and the next, through space, through time, forever and ever. I love you more than words can say.
Heather?
As we all grieve the loss of a dear friend, girlfriend, daughter, sister, and we all agree on the same thing, she had this immense zest for life. It was palpable. I was everywhere around you. It lingered in the room after she left. We all agree to that. And so we know that this energy is so great that she had, that it will be transmuted to somewhere else, and we will still be able to feel her if we listen for the signs and the symbols that she is with us still. I want to read a writing by Rumi that echoes that sentiment. I was dead. I was dead. I came alive. I was tears. I became laughter. All because of love. When it arrived, my temporal life from then on changed to eternal. Love said to me, "You are not crazy enough. You don't fit this house." I went and became crazy enough to be in chains. Love said, "You are not intoxicated enough. You don't fit in this group." I went and got drunk enough to overflow with lightheadedness. Love said, "You are still too clever, filled with imagination and skepticism." I went and became gullible, and in fright pulled away from it all. Love said, "You are a candle, attracting everyone, gathering everyone around you." I am no more candle spreading light. I gather no more crowds, and like smoke I am all scattered now. Love said, "You are a teacher. You are a head, and for everyone you are a leader." I am no more not a teacher, not a leader, just a servant to your wishes. Love said, "You already have your own wings. I will not give you more feathers." And then my heart pulled itself apart and filled to the brim with a new light overflowed with fresh life. Now even the heavens are thankful that because of love, I have become the giver of light.
Okay. Hey guys. First of all, I wanted to say blessings to Mcullions for you guys are amazing. 1,000,000,000% amazing. I might have to ad-lib some stuff here. My handwriting is really bad. I never got that figured out. Yeah, so bear with me. And it's kind of a net. Yeah, here we go. Everyone here knows how sweet Katie Mae is. Everyone here has been touched by her infectious personality and her beautiful light. It's not recommended that you stare into the sun or anything, but I'm sure that most of us have done that at one point or another in our lifetime so far. I mean, you can't really miss it. It's huge and it's in the sky all day long. You know when you look at it and you have that lingering spot that's, no matter where you look, it's always there? I guess that's the sun doing what it does and leaves an imprint on the back of your eye, or burning your retina, perhaps. For me, there's an analogy there. Except instead of eyes and the sun, it's our hearts and Katie. And instead of it being bad for your eyes, it's really, really, really good for your heart. And instead of staring, it's remembering. I think that it's pretty inevitable that everyone will look at the sun and see that lingering spot at some point. But not everyone will know the light source like Katie. And for that, I am and we are so blessed. Not everybody will be able to call up memories and bask in the hilarious nature that they're made of. The memories of happiness and the jokes that will keep us laughing forever. Sometimes we accidentally look into the sun, and sometimes memories will pop out of nowhere. When we recall memories, we're instantly transported to that time that they exist in. And regardless of what surrounds us, we are in a moment that was fleeting at the time, but it imprinted in our heart with an impermanence that grows and grows. It becomes sweeter and more full of joy the longer the memory exists. Another analogy that I've been thinking of is that we are each our own individual vessels, our own glasses of water. And each experience we have with Katie is like a grain of sugar being dropped into our glass. Each memory, chicken scratch. Each memory is like us taking more sugar and stirring it into the water, dissolving those grains of sugar, making us sweeter for knowing her, adding an unseen dimension to who we are. Sometimes we get angry or upset and we might tip our glasses over. And we might spill a little bit of water. Other times we're full of joy and our glasses fill up to the point of overflowing, so we drink it. Regardless of whether we're filling or spilling, there will always be the sweetness of Katie in our glasses. Regardless of where we are, we can recall the times and add some more sugar. Regardless of where we are, we can stare into the sun. And regardless of where we are, the sun makes us thirsty. So stare into that lucky old sun and stay hydrated. Nice. I don't know where that came from. This is an all-Irish blessing on behalf of the Mcullions. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond's glint on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds and circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am there. I did not die. There's a lot of love here, and I love you guys. Thanks.
So at the Monterey Pop Festival, all the bands got in a fist fight backstage because nobody wanted to follow Jimi Hendrix, and that's how I feel right now. I lost that fist fight. So thanks. Thanks a lot. The end. So I've been kind of too exhausted to write anything, so I'm just going to kind of wing it. And thanks, Shawnee, for making it a little lighter. I'm going to be able to talk better and cry less. This is really insane. I can't believe we're all here. It's a life changer. It's a really incredible moment, an incredible day, and somehow it's been the saddest and funniest day ever. And it's going to go on for hours more. And I'm kind of going to ramble, but I won't ramble for very long. So I believe in the continuity of life, and I believe that we all not only come from our parents, but since we're actually part of our parents' bodies, we are our parents and our family, and we are all the same living being. And I say that to honor Katie Mae's family, and it's been a treasure to get to know you so much better under such crazy circumstances, crazy and painful. And I'm going to get to know two of you a whole lot better tonight. But Katie's a great person, and we all know that, and she came from great people, obviously. My favorite thing that happened this week was that in a dinner that some of us had in Katie Mae's room the night before she left her body, it was a little Last Supper during which Andy, on probably the saddest day of his life, insisted on making homemade pesto from the garden and cooking pasta chicken pesto for 12 people. And we all said, dude, we'll just like get some food. He's like, no, man, no, I want to cook. And he did, and it was absolutely delicious. And that's just another small grain of marble in the epic rock that is Andy Talo. And at the beginning of the dinner, Eileen said a prayer similar to the one she said today. And at the end of the prayer, on probably the hardest day of her life, she blessed us and she blessed Katie. And at the very end, with seemingly even more emphasis than she had blessed her daughter and her family with, she blessed those in the world who didn't have family and friends to look after them and who were not as fortunate as we are. And that was the coolest thing that's happened to me in a long, long time, just to hear that kind of true compassion and Christ consciousness and pure love that we all aspire to, and that Katie so often showed us. I've been looking at a lot of pictures recently, and I realize that, in the last 2 or 3 years, I've gotten to know Katie a lot better because I've spent a lot of time with her, but I've always spent time with her. But it's been different. It's been hard. She's been struggling. And looking at all these old pictures, I remember that, wow, Katie wasn't just a part of this group. She was like the person who lived in the middle of the dance floor. And she really was like, if you were having a party, you're like, who should I invite? Well, Katie. And then who should I invite? Who cares? And she was like literally number one. And I know it's easy to say that at someone's memorial, but it's true. And I am remembering that. And I look at all these pictures. There's none of us are like her. And so her family did a good job. Good job, family. And I think that might be close to the end of my ramblings. We love you so much, and I'm going to skip the sad things I was going to say because she was the sun. A lot of people have said similar things, so I'm just going to read this poem from Hafez. It's Hafez, right, Chris? Okay. Now is the time to know that all you do is sacred. Now, why not consider a lasting truce with yourself and God? Now is the time to understand that all your ideas of right and wrong were just a child's training wheels to be laid aside when you can finally live with veracity and love. Hafez is a divine envoy whom the beloved has written a holy message upon. My dear, please tell me, why do you still throw sticks at your heart and God? What is it in that sweet voice inside that incites you to fear? Now is the time for the world to know that every thought and action is sacred. This is the time for you to deeply compute the impossibility that there is anything but grace. Now is the season to know that everything you do is sacred. Thank you, Katie Mae.
Well, it's great to see you all here. Love all you guys. Mr. Tigler over there, thanks for visiting from Portland. I think Katie would be happy to have us all here together enjoying all this wonderful food that people have cooked, especially that chick parm, which was delicious. Yeah, Katie's definitely taught us a lot of lessons through this whole process. One of the most powerful ones for me has been to, similar to what Eileen was touching upon earlier, to, remind ourselves how grateful we all are to have such amazing friends and family. And when we're going through tough times like this, to be thankful for this amazing support network that we have and that we've all been here for each other. And, for me, going through this with her, I would have, things go on in my life that seemed difficult at the time, but after seeing how strong she was in fighting her own battle, it all seem so petty. And I think that's something powerful that she's leaving us with, to just remember in those difficult times what's really important, and that's each other and our families, and that we all have this amazing love that we share and this beautiful planet we live on. And so I thank her for that. So I want to read a passage from the Fonz, or Hafez. If this world was not held in God's bucket, how could an ocean stand upside down on its head and never lose a drop? If your life was not contained in God's cup, how could you be so brave and laugh, dance in the face of death? Hafez. There is a private chamber in the soul that knows a great secret, of which no tongue can speak. Your existence, my dear, oh love, my dear, has been sealed and marked. Too sacred by the beloved to never end. Indeed, God has written 1,000 promises all over your heart that say, life, life, life is far too sacred to ever end. I love you all. I love you, Katie. God bless.
It's important that everyone knows that we're going to have a microphone set up throughout the evening where people can get up and share stories, experiences, any thoughts or passions about Katie Mae. So please don't feel left out. If you did prepare something, there will be a moment for you to share that. Okay. But a lot of us did share some things. We, in putting this thing together, rapid fire, we decided it would be a good idea to have an opportunity for the community to create a poem, especially for those that couldn't be here with us. And this is our best attempt to throw that together. My sweet one, Katie Mae, full of joy, we want you to be happy. Shining star, we fare you well, but we wish you were here. Love and light and shining bright, your heart erupts like Pele, creating communal ground. Radiant as the October San Francisco sun, you are blazing inescapable. Always the source of endless hilarity, joy, and compassion for all things important and meaningful. Katie Mae, you are a sister and a best friend, wrapped up into one eternal beam of transformative light. Now transformed, continuing to transform us into better beings. Katie Mae, dancing to your own beat of your own drum for infinity, eyes wide open to the endless future ahead with all that you love. Sassy, sweet, and solid, that's our girl. Everyday badass, seizing opportunity at every chance, charging forward with an open heart and a sparkly eye, singing sweetly to all who stopped by. We love your spirit, your laugh, your kindness and zest, your big, big heart, and your kick-ass smarts. May we build you a pyramid with the wink of an eye, for you have shaped us forever better people. Katie Mae, one of a kind you are. Heart and mind aligned, infinite love, radiating from above, a smile that never changed, a body that could not remain, dancing now to an astral groove, dancing forever within me and you. Katie Mae, you bring the party, the heart and style, the loudest laughs, the brightest smile. Illuminated rays of love fill the sky when gazed upon by Katie's eyes. You decide what it contains, how long it goes, but this remains. The only rule is it begins. Happy, happy, oh my friend. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock your soul. My dear Katie Mae, with cheers and tears we send you on your way. We find ourselves stumbling into wholeness, acknowledging the light of consciousness through you, flowering into ultimate expression. Feeling deeply the strange yet familiar coupling of exquisite fragility and fierce grace. We can see your aura now. It's gone from purple to party. Selenelian syzygy, emotional transducer, such a radiant star now. When you first meet her, fiery Muppet demeanor, a glitter mafia don, ragin' full on, OG fish kid, Jersey girl with a tilt lid, sparks flying, never dying, Katie will live on. To see her like looking at the most awesome of fireworks, colorful, explosive, radiant light, raining down to envelop you in booming laughter. Dignity and grace, soaring above time and space, her smile a mischievous secret garden. Her eyes a compelling pull to get on the dance floor and shake it. Her inspiration moved us brightly, champagne supernova in the sky, soaring above and dancing within us, her love and light will never die. Her Cheshire cat grin disappears, yet her spirit always omnipresent. And now she is in me, always with me, tiny dancer in my hand. Together, forever, so fortunate, you are home. Love, laughter, life, a smile so bright, forever dancing, forever teaching, forever a radiant light. Tears roll down the face as we work in healing space, trying to focus with a burning lump in the throat, sending energetic roots into Mother Earth's burning core, allowing it to flow down to be transformed. Sweet, soft, warm light flows back up and fills us. Energy, cycling, gotta keep moving. Love and gratitude for your life, beautiful sister. Eyes like sparkling ocean water, smile like warm sunshine, always the brightest of the bunch. You made every good time better. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Now, ancestor, an angel forever missed and cherished. You are the brightest light. Outshining day and guiding through night. Shadows connect to all to source. Your love connects all, of course. Of course we dance of music ablaze, jam set cruising, celebration parade. Angel horns trill in witness of your compassion and endless wisdom. Thank you, candle dancer, awake, ignite. Infinite omni, all embrace safe flight. Your Cheshire smiles go on for miles, in every river, every highway. Your winking, knowing, sidelong laugh glance paints the stars that light the sky. Your passion and your lust for life, your radiant love, now the sun itself. You could not rise without setting, but you cannot set without rising. And we will bathe in your light today, as we did yesterday, tomorrow, and will forevermore. Glory, steam, and fire, a spunky force of creativity with a radiating smile, welcoming embrace, enthusiastic brightness, spreading magic with her grace. Big smile, big heart, a beautiful sacred edge, eyes curious, heart passionate, soul enthusiastic, spirit on the prowl for good old tomfoolery. a blossoming conduit for connectivity, strong, courageous soul child of music, love, dance, and banter. Intensely guided, beautifully glowing spirit, cosmically down to earth. Armed with powers of humor and wit, she battled the darkness, an electrified current of connection, the heart and soul of a community. In life and in death she brings us together, evolving together in the halls of time, drinking the universal nectar from the unfolding rose of group mind. All became so clear. It's such a long, long time to be gone, and a short time to be here. Love as big as you can, rage with light, forever grateful, forever bright. And now, with your permission, we bid you a final good night. And to help us in this way, I'd like to invite Eric and our friend Rigson. She is steeped in the background of Dzogchen Tibetan Buddhism, and I'm told that if you're going to get a doctorate in something or a mastery in something, as far as the passage of death and dying, I think we've got the Tibetans to turn to for some of that mastery, and we thank you for bringing us into this closing part of the ritual.
The Tibetan lineages have devoted their whole thousands of years to developing spiritual practices and then understanding really how death is a doorway back to returning us to the source of where we all came. So I'd like to lead us together in a small meditation coming from this tradition. So to begin with then, we always start by invoking the lineages, and what this means is that we are reconnecting ourselves back to the source, the oneness from which we all emanated, and then when we leave this body, then we return back to that source of all things. So as I sing this prayer of invocation, then visualize the sky above us full of a vast assembly of all the great enlightened ones of any and all tradition, recognizing that this is inseparable from the truth of who we all are, that our source is enlightened, our source is awakened, we all are totally, perfectly perfected at all times. So as we invoke this, then we're reconnecting to that aspect of ourselves. And then this particular prayer has a feminine based aspect, and I think maybe Katie Mae might like that. Pe yeshe kada choyen gon sang mo ran se rang go sang pa kya kyo ma du che kon kya da ma do mi kya su chi o gon pa o choro pai pat pai. So from our hearts, visualize in the center of our hearts a luminous sphere of light like a pearl. And from this light in our hearts, then shine light to all these sources of all the awakened ones, the past, the present, and the future, all the ones who we look to guidance, all the great beings that have come. So shining light from this luminous pearl in our heart to all the awakened ones, and then gathering in all the strength and positive energy of the entire universe, all the life force, all the energy, drawing that back into us. And then visualize Katie Mae here, and then pour all of that energy back into her. So again, sending light from our heart to all the sources of all positive energy of all times, and then drawing that back and imbuing her consciousness with this blessing. Gate, gate, para, gate, para sam, gate, bodhi, svaha. Gate, gate, para, gate, para sam, gate, bodhi, svaha. Gone, gone, gone beyond, gone completely beyond, awakened. So be it. So then the traditional prayer for how we say the transference of consciousness, I'll sing that for us. And what it's really saying is it's praying, we call Buddha, but to the Buddha of infinite light. So you can just take out Buddha and just say infinite light. So I pray to the Buddha of infinite light, so it's like blending light and all those positive qualities together. I pray to the Buddha of infinite light for the blessing to be born in the land of great bliss. And so then that means to the land of great bliss is, it always is, heaven is here. We always have this opportunity. So then it's a similar than just imbuing and guiding her consciousness toward the light and great bliss that is in the oneness of all things. So I'll sing this traditional prayer for the transference of consciousness, and then just hold your mind in this way, holding light and all this positive energy of the universe. Sanjay upa mela soate dewa chandu kewa chanjelo. Sanjay upa mela soate dewa chandu kewa chanjelo. Sanjay upa mela soate dewa chandu ewa janjelo. Pai pai And then in this tradition, then we say there's a 49-day period. It's seven weeks. And so then during this time, and then forever after also, now that she's passed from this body, it's not as easy for her to create all this positive energy like she has in her life. So then we can do that for her. So anything that you do that's positive, and then during this time, like try, like particularly to engender thoughts of loving kindness for all beings, and save a little ant, or be kind to somebody. Anything that you can do that expands your mind into this universal loving consciousness, then you can imbue that into her soul and like help her in her journey in that way with the light and the love and the positive energy. So then I'll just say a small prayer of dedication. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever positive actions that I have accumulated, including this practice, and all that I will ever attain. This I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May we clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as a dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May we quickly attain awakening in order to work ceaselessly for the awakening of all beings. And then I'd like to close with a prayer that is specifically for this time, and it's a prayer of protection to protect us until we recognize that inherent awakened being that is in with all of us. Du Sang Sangye Guru Rinpo Je Godu Kondan Dewa Chen Pujab Bache Konsel Du Drapo Za Soa De So Jinji La Tu So Jinan Soe Bache Jewa Dan Sampa Lunge Rupa Jinjilo Omahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Omagum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Omani Peme Hong Omani Peme Hong Omani Peme Hong Shri.
Before we move into celebration, thank you, Rigson. I just want to thank all of you for the precious gift that is your attention and all that is brought here in this sacred container of this ceremony. A lot of beauty being created here, and we have each and every one of ourselves to thank for that. So blessings and great love. Let us celebrate and whatever else that entails. Namaste. Ho. Blessings. Love to all of you.